Why is the view borked? There we go. Hello and welcome back again, everyone. We are finally back in our Thursday night time slot. I'm Yiz the Eunuch, and this is News Fist over here to my left. We are back after a protracted break for many reasons, and tonight we wanted to talk to you about that and let you know where we are headed in 2026. So, for those of you who have not been here for a while and are busy doing other things in your Thursday time slot, I understand. But this will be left up, of course, for all of our fans to listen to whenever they can. And I know it's December, so a lot of people are traveling for family and Christmas and stuff. But for those of you that are here live, welcome, welcome. Chris, welcome back to the stream. It's been a while.
Yes, thank you very much, yes, and welcome all the Tovarishi for what may be very special Christmas episode of a Gulag Café Merry to be having of the Christmas. We have been told by Soviet Central Command that show is too spicy for United Kingdom Socialist Republic. And so I will be taking some time off to engage in a intensive program of genital torture at the kind hands of secret security police service. And hopefully afterwards I will be cured of these strange tendencies to, I believe you American, they call it a freedom. I cannot quite pronounce. It's good to be back.
I know it's an alien concept, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have the chat up, mate. That's so fucking weird. Without the chat, I like.
Yeah, to sum things up, Chris has been on vacation for over a month, and one of the reasons he wanted to go on vacation was to sort of take a break from the constant misery of UK news and being trapped in the UK. I have enjoyed having Thursdays off because, as many of you who follow my morning walks know, my mother's husband is sort of reached the end of his road with all of his chronic illnesses and everything. And so he's been in the hospital for a long time. We're having to deal with that. So I've enjoyed having Thursdays off the last month or so. But Chris and I are still friends. We have no plans to never work together or anything like that. But I personally have been enjoying the time off because I've been thinking about content I can do outside of covering the news, covering video games and movies, talking about history, talking about things about the Empire of Lies that aren't just following the current thing on Twitter or whatever. Because that was my original conceit before we ended up doing a lot that we did there with the last year. But things were moving so fast, we just wanted to cover things. So we have some different ideas we wanted you guys to know about. I know that the long break kind of came out of nowhere and none of you expected it. But Chris is also planning on getting the hell out of the UK. And so in 2026, he will be working very hard on accomplishing that for him and his family. Of course, to come to the United States, maybe to live where I do so we can torment James Lindsay in person. But
don't say that. Don't say that. You'll give him a conniption, right? Like, I disavow any
James, if you or any of your trolls are listening, that's clearly a joke. We just happen to live close by.
Look, the only thing I do with Lindsay is annoy him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just like, hey James, hey James.
Hey, I'm not touching you, James. I'm not touching you, James.
I must be so fucking annoying to be on the other side of, but right? Like, what are you gonna do? He could always stop being an idiot. I mean, I know probably challenge impossible, but
Yeah. Good to see some friends in chat. Oh, we even have Kinsey with us. For those of you who don't know, I'm friends with Kinsey, known as a few things, but she is the infamous former ANCAP to based and white-pilled content creator cosplay lady. She's absolutely lovely. She's a friend of mine. Good to see you in the chat tonight, Kinsey. Glad you're here. Merry Christmas to you and your lovely growing family. We also have, Don Browning is here, Big O's. We have Wyatt's Torch, and that's you over on the Rumble. Oh, it's good to see so many of the lovely usuals. We even have Bass. Oh, we have Dissident Knight, Craig the Man. Lots of good folks here. Good to see everybody here. Just so you know, Chris and I, like I said, now that we have more people here, Chris and I are great friends. We plan on doing content together of some type in the future, but there's a lot of things up in the air for both of us right now. And most importantly, like I warned Chris about going ham with the current events in the news, it burns you out and makes you depressed. And for Chris's
Hey,
mental health, he's wanting to pull back the stick on covering the current thing.
mate, covering news in the UK is, oh my god, it's so fucking dire, right? Like, you get to a point where just, it's so depressing, right? Like, I wouldn't want to watch it. And then you're just like, why am I doing this? I'm just, like, best flute like, good to see you, man. So instead I'm doing history now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do basically the more or less complete history of the Jews from the perspective of the Gentiles, which is, it's actually really fascinating. People are probably like, oh, you're just, blaming the Jets. It's legit fascinating. I'm really, really fascinated by it. So,
and similar to what you just said, Chris, the things that I originally wanted to cover with Empire of Lies are also historical, but it's specifically American history, because let's be honest, the American Empire is what disseminates most of the modern lies, especially Hollywood. And I wanted to do a long series where I take certain things like the movie Schindler's List, and then we expand from that and talk about all of the other Holocaust, World War II related news media or entertainment media that was made to enshrine the post 1945 Nuremberg narrative. And I also would like to, I wanted to talk about the Hart-Celler Act. I wanted to talk about forced desegregation in the South, because that happened really close to me. The famous pictures of the military guys with guns.
Yeah.
That happened in Tennessee, not far from where I live, because the blacks and the whites here didn't want, like, we were happy with segregation, and we were actually creating a functional society that was split along racial lines. And then the government came in and ruined it.
Not create a functional society. Yes, right. How does that idea grab you of being forced?
Those were the. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Those were the kinds of things that I originally wanted to cover with Empire of Lies. So going forward, when Chris is ready again, that would be the kind of thing that we'll cover. It won't be just chasing current events. It'll be breaking down historical stuff, talking about the narrative of lies around both truth and lies. And the lie really in the Empire of Lies is how it's packaged and presented. Not that the factoids themselves are necessarily false. They usually aren't, actually, but they'll be twisted or presented in a certain way that makes you think and feel the way that the regime wants. So that's really where the actual mind war of anti-whiteism comes from, is that enshrinement of all this stuff in the last 100 years that's sort of led to why boomers are so screwed up. And that's why our first episode of Empire of Lies was about boomers. So
yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Actually, let's.
So I was going to say that's a good time to transition over to the list. You want to go through the list together? Yeah.
Yes, I will show the list. The list of your crimes. Do you deny that you laughed at this meme? Laughing at this meme is very, very hateful. Yeah, you're never gonna run out of lies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also have this list. No, wait, where is it? Where is it? This list.
Oh, yes.
Of content that you clearly made. Your faces are on it. How dare you even deny?
Yeah, and see, there's the very first one, Consumerism, the Boomer God. That's when we covered Hidden Persuaders by Vance Picard.
Yeah. That's
is it Packard or Picard? How do you say that?
Oh, I've got no idea, mate. I've only ever read it, but that's a fascinating book. Sort of, the sort of main book summarizing.
Polly B. Good news, Polly B. Entropy's up and running. It was just down Monday. So if you would like to gift us with your $2 shekels, you can do so on Entropy. Speaking of, if you guys do want to celebrate with us for Christmas, you can share some $1 dues with us through the usual Entropy, Cash App, PayPal. And like always, I split everything we get on this stream series 50-50 with Chris over here. So you can support us both by sending in some money tonight. So let's talk about it. We have done
you cut me off. I was talking about Vance Packard.
Oh, sorry.
So the Hidden Persuaders was basically sort of like the summary book of the kind of advertising that developed in the 1950s on the back of Edward Bernays and sort of what many people come to think of as sort of reaching its peak in like the 60s. This sort of this old school sort of marketing for desire rather than marketing for function. The use of sort of social engineering to sell products and all this kind of like other stuff. Yeah, it was interesting. Sorry, yes, please. Please go on.
I was just about to say, I was about to transition right back into what you just said. just let's go back to the list of what we were talking about. That's where I was headed. So we just wanted to go over some of this. We've been making content together pretty regularly for about 2 years now. So we have like what, 50, 58? How many is on here?
55 out of 70, is that? Wait,
yeah, we've done a lot
70.
of these.
We've done 70.
Yeah.
This is the 71st episode.
So
Holy shit, man.
This is the 29th Gulag Café, not counting the episode 0 test. So we've basically done 30 Gulag Cafés and 40 Empire of Lies episodes in the last 2 years. So that's a lot of content for just 2 people in 2 years. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a little less than one stream a week. You know, and for an online team that barely makes any money, that's a pretty good run. So,
so as you can actually see from the playlist, right? I started off just covering books. Most of these were recommended or referenced in some way by James Lindsay.
Yeah,
actually, right? Joseph Piper, he's going on about that. I don't know about Paul Linebarger, but Adorno, Wells, like all of this stuff Lindsay was talking about before he got the call. And decided to, you know, never again is now, I guess, himself.
Before he was force-fed Zionism biscuits.
Well, you know, before he got the call from Barry Weiss, apparently. That's what he said, you know.
Yeah.
So we do these like the authoritarian personality. Wasn't I gonna do a part 2 to that? It just never materialized.
I mean, we could cover that in 10 parts. There's so much, but yeah.
That was like so depressing to read, right? Like,
yeah, it really is
the most mooish thing I've ever read in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I have read Kabbalistic history, so like, yeah. Then what do? We were like, and then I started like writing like original sort of like stuff.
I really liked the Nation of Immigrants one right there in the middle.
Oh,
I liked that one. That was a good story.
I send that to people quite a lot, actually, when like, blah, 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 you know, immigration policy. I'm like, why don't you like watch this, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Bigos. I appreciate it, mate. My brain ran out of steam, because what eventually sort of started happening was it became sort of like a vehicle for my political thoughts.
For your politicalism.
And I think, so my favorite episodes, right? You know, this is the AMA where the artist will tell you about the portions of his over that moved him, right? I thought the 6th Generation Warfare one was good because I sort of invented a term for that, and I think it stood up pretty well, honestly.
And I'm proud of myself for finding a good AI generated thumbnail picture for that one. That's a really good picture.
Yeah. The mobile phones fighting, basically. Yeah.
So, the list that we have here it's one of the things that I'm most proud of I've ever done working in the dissident sphere. And I just want to let you guys know, this is not the end of Chris and I working together, but these laborious, lengthy scripts where he was really working out his passions about these topics, that is a tremendous amount of mental work to do. And it's very depressing. So it's not good for his mental health. So that's one of the main reasons he doesn't want to do these anymore.
No, I got burnout is what happened, right? Like about, I don't know, I think it was before I went to OGC. So I think around like June or something last year. I just got mad burnout, right? Like, I just, you know,
it's understandable. If you recall, I warned you that might happen.
I'd sit down. Yeah, you did warn me. Yeah. I'd sit down and be like, right, brain, it's time for us to, you know, absorb this very complex topic. And my brain would be like, no. I'd be like, brain, look, come on, mate, right? Brain would be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You need to take me somewhere nice. I'm not doing it. And then I was just like, oh, brain, you failed me, bro. But yeah.
Oh, hey, Ivan, good to see you. Ivan's here on Rumble. Oh, we got Teabagging Therapist over there too. Oh, Sonny Jim in the chat. Good to see you, buddy.
Mate,
lots of good folks here.
Top Prob 20. That must be someone who I know under another name, because he's been in my YouTube changed everybody's handles, like just
Two Prob.
I think
Two Prob. I've seen by that name for a long time in different chats. Two Prob's an old timer when it comes to dissident YouTube chat. I've seen him around for a long time.
It's Robert Verlinden. I knew it. Okay. Hey man.
Well,
hello, Sonny Jim. You know, Teabagging Therapist. Lovely to see you all, guys. Oh, it's a bit like the happening chat. It's so nice.
I did not know that Robert Verlinden is two prob 20, but I have seen two prob for a long time, just like
Yeah.
I've seen Robert Verlinden for a long time. Because Robert was in AA's chat like 6 or 7 years ago when I started hanging out in AA's chat. So
you guys, you've got to change your YouTube things back to the way they were before, so I can recognize who you are. Because otherwise, right? Like
I don't think that's a user thing. I think that's something YouTube forces now. It for whatever reason, people's chosen names don't show up in chat anymore. It's just their actual Gmail sign.
I bet they're just doing it to like mess with people's communities. I bet you
probably, yeah.
They're just like, these people getting a bit too cozy. Tovarish, did you see what they were writing in chat? I cannot believe that they are allowed to spew this misinformation.
I like Bass here. 5724 is my future Gulag number.
I hear they tattoo that on your ballsack, actually.
Hey, Tone. If supposedly there was 6 million of them, how come the digits they tattoo only got 5 numbers? Hey, Tone.
Yeah, well, when the gay, I mean, wait, this is the thing, right? Like, what's going on here? So you've got the gay communists and the Muslim communists, and they're like working together. And the gay communists seem to be completely oblivious to the fact that the Muslims are going to fucking kill them all. Like, if this coup succeeds, right, the Muslims are going to turn around and just be like, "Thanks, fags," right?
Off the roof we go.
They're not going to be like, "Oh, Ahmed and I have like talked about it, and we really think that like we should normalize homosexuality in Islam." That's not fucking happening, right? Like,
if the mud slimes win, and then those homo counselor people are like, so what's our position in the new Muslim regime? Like, it's literally just a picture of the classic troll face, and then they get thrown off the roof.
Yeah, they're like, you must get married to a woman now. Oh, I will not. Oh my god, ew! Get married to it. Yes, Allah demands it. You must. I don't think that's very religious freedom. You like into the pit, you go, fucking dude. Yeah, England's in a right fucking state. I can't even bear to follow it. Most of it now.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's just so. But the problem is, I've blackpilled, bro. The pill is complete. I no longer have any expectation that shit is going to get better. Like, I see absolutely no indication how that's going to like happen. So,
do you mean for the UK or everywhere?
No, the UK specifically. At least in the US, right? Like, you guys have like a way of pushing back, and you have an actual group of people who like are pushing back.
Yeah. And don't forget, we have a lot of very good, rich natural resources and very unpopulated land that is completely free of foreigners. Like, we have a lot of that, so that's a big help too.
Yeah.
We still have Lebensraum, so to speak.
there are many strengths to sort of the American situation that do not apply in the UK. So if you guys have to fight this, well, I mean, Trump's already fighting. I mean, obviously he didn't ban imports from Pakistan or India. It's missing a chance.
I mean, there, right? Look, Trump is far from perfect.
From like all these other African countries, and that is at least a start. Like, over here, they're just finding, mate, the UK government, right? They listen to the people, and they managed to secure a return agreement with Vietnam. Yes. The Vietnamese question, right? That's what everyone in the UK is worried about.
I have never once in all of my years covering the tragic news seen Vietnamese people pop up in UK news a single time. Not once.
Exactly. They're running around, opening like restaurants and massage parlors, and
it's always like Albania, Pakistan, right? India, like Iran, oh my god!
It's just fucking hilarious, right? Like, because they came out and they're like, we take immigration seriously. We have achieved a returns agreement with Vietnam. You're like, dude, no one gives a fuck about the Vietnamese, right? Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. I love. That meme. How's things in the UK? Like, I can't complain. Oh, that's nice. No, literally, I can't complain. Or they'll stick me in jail. Thing. So what else? What else did we do?
I liked the one where we covered Vanderloo, the idolater of the act, that Afrikaner philosopher. That
Yeah,
was a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh yeah. So we did Masks of Power, which is
Yeah, that's a good one.
basically a summary of the first year of my political science degree.
Mm-hmm.
I should send it to James Lindsay and be like, look, James, right? You know, all hope is not lost. You could still do like a couple of years of political science and understand like what the fuck's going on. Bowling alone, UN Sustainable Development Goals. Oh, that, and again, right during this entire period, Lindsay's having like a great effect actually on the stuff that I'm like following. And then
Well, I mean, to be fair to James Lindsay, he did cover a lot of useful, valid things. I just think that he didn't take the correct lessons from them.
yeah,
I think that he is, in whatever way, whether it's mental gymnastics to still try to be an anti-white liberal in his head, or he's just likes money and wants to be on the Zio team. I don't know, but somewhere along the line, he went a different direction than we did, studying the same material he told us to study. We had a noticeable divergence
or
in belief and ideas.
Possibly he fell out with his intellectual circle is another possibility, because one of the things about having an intellectual circle generally is that you can bounce ideas off each other and book recommendations and that kind of like stuff. And
like you and Artie covered a few weeks ago, he basically became on the outs with everyone that he worked with intellectually. So
exactly. So then what else do we do? Yuri Bezmenov, American Maoism. I quite like that one. That was like the sort of first one we did on race communism, and then we did like the second one on Lenin.
Yeah.
I think actually by the time we did that, I was starting to burn out, because I remember reading Lenin and my soul just being like, my brain just being like, I'm not reading this. This is awful.
That was the first time that you told me that you were having real mental problems covering this kind of stuff. And that is precisely why I told you to take it easy. Is because you really like,
hey,
we can cover this kind of thing without you having to autistically drink in hundreds of pages of communist mind poison.
I mean, do we though? I mean,
yeah, we can, dude.
I like to think that the communist mind poison has made me stronger, right?
I don't think it does. You have to be careful with that.
Like eating really spicy chilies.
It's
right?
like you know how some assassins build up a tolerance to poison over many years.
Exactly.
You took too much. You poisoned yourself. You have to take it easy for a while. You have to let your liver rest for a few years.
my whatever it is in my brain that filters the communism out.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's feeling a bit like taxed, isn't it?
Now, another part of the Empire of Lies I wanted to cover is a good one, where we talked about central banking. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
Central banking and why we must have usury. That right there, since I have a sort of a Hoppian and Cappish background of how I came to all of this, I have a lot to say about how money, commerce, trade, and the central banking cartel is kind of part and parcel to the anti-white narrative, because that's what supports the entire complex. So I would have a lot to say about that and could make several episodes out of just talking about those elements. If that would be not very depressing for you, we could cover that stuff.
I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, economics is good. It's just I'm not an economist, and so I feel.
Nor am I. But
sometimes, like I don't want to make a fucking idiot of myself. But it does seem that there are certain fundamental like rules, particularly around fiat money, the issuance of money, that are just really basic, right?
Right, but if I was to cover this stuff on stream, it wouldn't be a boring, high IQ, complex financial discussion. It would be me pointing to cultural touchstones and saying, look, this is why this was implemented and the effect it has had. This is how it is a part of the Empire of Lies. You should know about it.
It has to be a 3-hour autistic thing with charts and graphs.
No, I've told you that's not...
Something that after we've broadcast, we can compress down and market it as a new, like, highly addictive sleep aid.
Yeah, right? There you go. There you go.
Be awesome, right? You just, like, this fucking, I meant to ask you, yes. Do you sleep to podcasts sometimes?
Yes, but I don't sleep to any political or dissident stuff. There's a guy that my husband kind of knows, not very personally, but knew of him back in the Something Awful days in like the mid aughts, and he went on to become a popular streamer. And I mean, not like big time. Like if you count his Twitch and YouTube together, he only has like 30,000 subs. He's one of the Something Awful streamers from 20 some years ago. But he's mine and my husband's age, mid 40s, and he has thousands of hours of playing through old PC games, PS1 and 2, Super Nintendo games, weird anime games that are fucking retarded. And he has lots of playlists, and he has a very soothing, funny voice and funny charm. That's usually what I sleep to, is I put on his playlist.
I also sleep to Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Mainly Skyrim, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know why. Like,
the playlists that I listen to
you know,
are either esoteric weird games nobody's ever heard of, like Juggernaut or Lifeline. But the ones people have heard of is this guy who I'm talking about has covered all of the Resident Evil games and their remakes. He's covered all the Silent Hill games and their remakes, and a bunch of other survival horror games of old. So I like to listen to him playing those games of like the PC and PS1 and PS2 era. He has dozens of those full Let's Plays of like, 12 to 20 videos a piece. And that's usually what I sleep to, because it's chill, it's comfy. It's a guy whose voice I've listened to for 15 years. That's usually what I put on to sleep to.
Some people just do have those voices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we did central banking. Christianity and communism are incompatible. I mean, cargo cult syndrome. Oh man, that was cool.
That was a good one. Yeah. And I remember I even remember the part that I did for that one, because it's something that I sort of noticed about the people who take the JQ and the Hitler stuff way too seriously, and it sort of becomes their cult. And their cargo cult is, if I just meme hard enough and hate the Jews enough, Adolf Rizzler on his meme horse will materialize and lead us to glory. Like, it's the same kind of nonsense that I get sick of with, like,
you mean he'll start the fourth Rizike.
Yeah, for real. For real. Fourth Rizite, yeah.
No cap detected. Yeah.
So it's like, I understand wanting to learn about all we've been lied to. I understand discovering when you're a noticer, oh, hey, it does seem like, these Jews are behind a lot of this, and how, oh, wait, communism and Satanism and all this homosexual stuff does kind of come from the same place. Like, I get all that. I get it. But, like, I think people take the Hitler and the Nazi worship stuff way too far a lot of times, and that's just not for me. And I think that's to your detriment when you do that. That's why I wanted to speak my piece on it.
Yeah, I think it's become, I was considering this the other day, right? Like, I think it's become sort of like the way punk was back in the day, right?
Yeah, like I can see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
something.
That, I mean, a lot of the original punk movement, they wore swastikas and stuff.
No, but I mean, in the sort of like, offend the establishment, fuck the establishment, things like if you think about it, right? It's a place where the establishment cannot tread. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like outside. I mean, obviously it's persecuted by the establishment, right? But they can't walk that ground, that perceptual ground, so to speak, right? So it is like a kind of, dare I say, like safe space from the shit libs, because they can't.
Well, that's why we have meme culture built around it. That's why Murdoch was popular for years. So like, it's just that's how it goes.
So let's see, what else do we do? United Nations, the Gnostic Reich. See, this is straight Lindsay as well.
Yeah.
Robert Mueller. He was the one who turned me on to Robert Mueller. Parasitic degeneracy. Oh man, I've sent that to a few people. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one, because it's difficult to know just how much of the science that we have was based on opinion and ideology and then enshrined in science. Like, I'm not ready to disbelieve things like thermodynamics and germ theory. Like, I'm not there, but I understand why some people get there, because we see how institutional lies in science have led to horrible things that we now know are untrue. So I can see why you might doubt some stuff like that.
This is the legacy of COVID, right?
Yeah.
The real legacy of COVID, apart from all the dead people and the vaccine stuff, is the systematic undermining of trust in government and institutions. Like, it's to the point where it's basically become mainstream now, right? Like, there are more people now who fervently distrust the government, then there are that trust it, and the ones the planned trusters in terms of like government, they sort of huddle together around this small fire and be like, oh, we gotta trust the plan. I mean, it's easy because they're they've got power, so they got all the wood that they want. But and then let's see what else we do. Oh yeah, problems with democracy.
Oh yeah.
Carl's 5 points. I quite like that one.
That was a fun one. I remember that one. Yeah, that was good.
Dematerialization, the death of meaning in words. Yeah, that was cool. I was all like, the words like racist and stuff have just they have no meaning anymore, right? They've just completely dematerialized. Like, what the fuck? What does it even? What does any of these words even mean anymore?
Look at like a 20-year-old white dude today who switched on. Like the words like Nazi and bigot and racist. Those are words that like poo-poo head and fart sniffer used to be 40 years ago. Like they're just funny no-no words that don't mean anything other than we laugh at them because those are joke bad guy words. You know how the homos and the feminists, they like to, we're reclaiming this word, like whatever it might be. Like in a way, that's kind of how white people are starting to reclaim words like racist and bigot and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, you've called me that forever just because I don't want my people to go extinct. So it's my word now. Fuck off. Like,
I didn't think about that. The other thing that I noticed, I'd like your opinion on this. Yes,
sure.
Right?
What do you got?
Why is it that whites in cartoons are depicted as amphibians, like turtles and frogs? Because it is an apt representation. I can't quite figure out why. Like it seems to work, and yet I couldn't tell you exactly why. I mean, I guess Pepe's not like a real like frog, but it's
hey, Pepe's real to me. You take that back.
It's weird that was the symbol that wound up getting chosen through this.
And when you look at a lot of cartoons and fiction and stuff, it does seem like the mild-mannered, intelligent, sensible white person analog is often a turtle or a frog. It is interesting.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to notice that, by the way. Like that's
all these Franklin memes popped up, and I'm like, he's also green and sort of, credulous and being like, what the fuck is going on in my country? So what else have we got? Christian morality.
Here's a good one from Loafer Sheffield. Never thought I'd see the day. The left going around shaming everyone and the right giving the finger to the establishment. John Lydon. I don't know who John Lydon is, but was that a punk guy?
John Lydon was the head of head of the Sex Pistols.
Okay, I'd heard the name. I couldn't place him because I don't remember stuff about music. Yeah, I knew he was some music guy somewhere, but
because that was the thing when the Sex Pistols were around, right? They did that song "God Save the Queen" on the Queen's like Jubilee, right? And all the establishment were like, "You can't say that about the Queen! Oh, how dare you! Look at those youngsters all in ripped clothing, going around, probably doing drugs. What is wrong with them?" And basically that kind of like energy, right? And then, of course, you had like McLaren and all of them with the sort of like sleazy money in the background. But yeah, like that's basically what's happening, right? Like because the ruling formula is basically disordered, right? Like it's now stretched reality to the point where, I mean, I know tons of people are just, saying variations on this, but what exactly does the current ruling formula give to young men? It gives them
nothing.
Fuck all, right? Like, I imagine the plan is to send them all off to war and then die, and then like, but the migrants they're importing are even more masculine than the people they're replacing. So I don't know how this is supposed to work, right? Like you can teach everyone the No Square song or something,
So, anything else you want to cover on the list before we move on?
Yeah. We did Deleuze. That was after OGC because the last things he turned me on to Deleuze.
The person who turned me on to Deleuze was actually Last Things.
Yeah,
he had that wonderful speech at the event. Was that the first one you went to? I think it was.
Yeah. That was a great talk.
Last Things, as you all know, has lost his job and is having to move his kids because he got doxxed by anti-white leftists, and that's why,
Oh, dude, that sucks.
unfortunately, Chris and I will not be doing a movie review with him this winter because he had to can all of that because of life emergency stuff. So
That
everybody
sucks.
pray for Last Things and his daughters. They're going through a hard time right now. So.
So we did Fabians versus Globalists. We did that
That's
one.
another good one. Fabians versus Globalists is good because it's important if you're going to be an intellectual dissident. It's important to not be like our enemies, like the grug brains of our enemies who act like all white people and all Christians are the same evil. We are faced by many different kinds of anti-white oligarchs and anti-white establishment people. They're not all just the hand-rubbing Jewish stereotype. There are many kinds of really evil people, but they organize in different ways and have differing goals, despite them sharing the goals of the destruction of white people in Western Civ. So I thought that was a very good intellectual episode. I like that one.
Yeah, yeah. How governments manage perceptions of minority terrorism. That's probably around when Southport happened. Then we did San Francis and anarcho-tyranny. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Club of Rome. Two-tier thought crime, speech controls, and client groups. Yeah, this is after Southport, I think. This is in the aftermath of what happened in Southport.
That's correct.
Gamergate aftermath. That was the first Gulag Café, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So this is when my brain started tapping out because I was like, I can't
told
write
you
like a script.
And remember back then when we started doing these, how your mood immediately changed and you felt better. I told you that you need to, like, lessen up. You don't have to just go at this so hard and intellectual. You got to let your brain breathe. And
Yes,
like
but
that.
I like to be intellectual, right?
I know, but you're intellectual
right.
enough. You're intellectual enough.
Then we did all of these, and then we did the one on race Leninism, which was fucking brutal to research.
Yeah.
Yuval Harari, Holocaustianity. You know, like why is everything Hitler?
Yeah.
Everything is Hitler.
Yeah.
And here we go. And then Lindsay launches his woke right bullshit.
That was about a year ago.
Oh, we were so innocent back then.
My, how time flies.
Rape gangs. Oh God.
Oh, that's so sad.
Dude. Oh yeah, and then we did the one on AI model collapse, which was pretty cool.
I remember that one. Yeah, that was fun.
And yes, as you can see, there are progressively less Empire of Lies until I did the one on counterinsurgency in the UK, which was pretty cool. Oh yeah, Adolescence came out. Oh God.
That was messed up, man. That's a messed up show.
Oh, remember the one on the fairy tales? Mate, I really liked that one.
Oh, yeah.
I found all the woke fairy tales and like read out the plots of them and stuff. Oh my God.
The gremlins in my brain already ripped up the synapses, so I didn't have to remember that cancer. So yeah, it was
the genderqueer fucking Cinderella, and you know, man. when Little Red Riding Hood was a boy, and oh my God, dude.
Messed up.
More Lindsay.
We covered CRS. I remember that. That's a good one.
That's right.
That's a good one. That's a really important one that I've shared with people before, because people need to see that this anti-white stuff, we're not just whistling Dixie. Like, this comes from a position of power enshrined in law, and you need to understand that.
Yeah. I wrote that in the US actually. That was very I don't know, Iraq and WMD. That must have been like when the war with Iran was started kicking off.
Yep, that was last October or December. It was at the end of last year when we did that one.
Yeah. Then AI Society, Gab versus Grok, more woke rights, how to avoid UK internet censorship. Yeah, I remember that
Chris,
one.
we do good work. Sonny Jim said the CRS one was a real eye opener.
Yeah. I know, to me too, man. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Because like I tried to tell Academic Agent years ago when he was talking about his elite theory stuff and he had these different groups and this octopus theory. And I was like, no, man, it's all the United States government. It's all the Zio squad, Israel, United States military industrial complex. That's where it all comes from. Like, I knew already because I live here and I know. And I've been noticing a lot longer than Academic Agent. But he's finally on the same page. So he finally gets it.
So white only spaces, that probably covered Eric Arvol and Return to the Land. Croxy's dog whistles and everything. Ruling from the center. I mean, this is still a thing, right? When was this? Yeah, let's see. Does it say? 3 months ago. Yeah. And they're still banging on about like this is before the Fuentes Tucker thing, and they're still like, don't you know people in the center would never countenance like people like this? And I just keep going, brother, what is the source for what you say? Right? Where is the polling data that demonstrates the overwhelming power of this center that you ascribe to? Because all the data I've seen suggests that everyone is polarized into two groups, right?
And I think that's why they stopped doing data collection on it, because if you the data collection on this basically stopped like 5 or 6 years ago. And if you track from 2000 to 2020, the data kind of stops around 2018, and it shows that there used to be the political cluster used to be like this big red-blue overlap in the middle with like these little ridges on each side. And then those pulled apart in the aughts. And then by the end of the teens, it was like this massive valley in the center with everyone who polled polarizing further and further apart.
Yep. And that was back
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That was before COVID.
Yeah, that was even before COVID. So now it's probably even greater. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because like, how can you draw accurate political data from anything pre-COVID? Right? COVID has changed. COVID changed everything, like literally, and then I guess we did another like James Lindsay slop episode.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, the James Lindsay Loghouse stuff is really fun. I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, I know. Went on to do much more of it. Like, well, I guess it's easy.
So. We've come to the end of the list, and we're getting close to the end of the stream tonight. So let's go ahead and embiggen and talk a little bit here. Okay. And we have some paid chats to read, and we'll get to those at the end.
Embiggening.
Here we go. So here's the story. For everyone present, we have like 60 live viewers. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're all here. For 2026, Chris and I both will be doing things a little differently than we've done before. If we continue streaming together on Thursday nights or a day that we pick together, it's not going to be Chris doing very autistic brain rot stuff, because I care about his mental health. And I also enjoy the format of Gulag Café more than I enjoy the format that we did for Empire of Lies. I don't want both of us to have to read these pre-scripted things. I would like us just to pick a topic. It doesn't have to be current events or news, and just have some bullet points. And he and I, since we have really good chemistry and are smart people who know about all this dissident stuff, we have really good conversations that inform people who listen about things they need to know about in an approachable way. And the whole goal of this stream series was not to have autistic screed of, data. It was just to let people know, hey, you need to know about this, and this is probably what you need to know about it. And this is part of
you didn't reckon on my unstoppable autism, did you?
I know. Well, we're getting to know each other. We've been getting to know each other for 2 years now. We're figuring things out.
My autism will not be denied. Yeah. Basically.
So, but no, Chris and I, we won't be streaming together for the rest of this year, for the next couple of weeks. But in 2026, Chris has a lot of irons in the fire. He wants to get out of the UK. That's going to take a lot of work and a lot of money. He also is wanting to stop covering the regular news because it's so depressing. So instead of doing 2 times a week with his Habiting TV, he's doing once a week Fistery, where he talks about elements of history because he's really up on that and knows a lot of stuff about it. So that's what he's doing. And I would like to do more fictional convocation, where I pick a guest or two and talk about a particular movie or a particular video game or a particular thing in entertainment media culture, and talk about why that piece of art is important, why I think it's awesome. Like whenever he has time, he hasn't had time for ages because he's finishing school and everything. But you guys know Raging Mandrill. He and I both love BattleTech. And for like the last year, we've been wanting to do a long autistic discussion about why we think BattleTech is awesome and why it's the best fictional entertainment setting for people of a dissident mind in the current era. So that's the kind of thing I would like to do. And I'm on the fence about covering video game content on this channel. If I want to start covering video games I'm passionate about, I've already come up with the brand VGTC, Video Game Time Capsule. or Vishala's Game Time Continuum. And my name on that would be Vish or Vishala, Vysch or Vyschalla. I have already claimed the Gmail addresses for this. I've already claimed it on Twitch. So if I'm going to do video games, I want that to be its own thing that's separate from me talking about news and politics and culture war stuff. And I won't really bring that stuff up much. I'll just be talking about why I love the certain things I love, showcasing video games, talking about the creation of them, when they came out, why I think they're valuable. Just because that kind of content's not depressing and it's actually fun, something I'm passionate about. So if I decide to portion off some of my work time to do video game stuff, it will be on separate channels, and I'll let you guys know what those are. But Discordant Dragons, I love. I love doing that all day on Monday. I like staying up to speed on the news. But for my mental health, I can only do that shit one day a week. I have to compartmentalize that and keep it to itself, or I obsess about it and get blackpilled, like Chris has discovered. So I will continue doing Discordant Dragons. That's not stopping. And of course, Chris is always welcome to be on when he wants to. So Chris and I will be continuing to work together. We're still great friends, but things that we have done together for the last 2 years will be changing. And we don't really know the schedule yet, but we'll let you guys know. So Chris, is there anything you want to talk about your 2026 coming up before we move to paid chats and get out of here?
Not really. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the history podcast, which is sort of basically a complete history of the Jays in Europe, which is an incredibly fascinating story. And is really, really long, so I can do like a bunch of content on that. I'll be continuing doing the live stream with Artie on Friday. And I don't know what else. Basically, I'm sort of just feeling it around now that, because I was doing the news for like 3 years, 4 years, some insane amount of time, right? Like I started during COVID, actually, as a way of blowing off steam.
Yeah.
In COVID, just talking on Odyssey, and then it just like so. I'm just gonna try and spend as little time in London as I can, obviously, basically.
Well, we have some lovely paid chats to get to. So let's start with our good longtime supporter, Dawn Browning, always in with dollars. Thank you so much, Dawn. You've been so kind to us with your dollars over the years, and we hope that we continue making content that you feel worthy to support. She sends us $30, 30 buccarinos
thank you.
On PayPal. And she sends us trophy emojis and white hearts, and she says, my favorite Empire of Lies was the one you covered on a narco tyranny. So
yeah, that was
a good one.
That yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, John.
So we have another one that came in over on Entropy, another big one from Paulie B. Paulie that we met at the OGC event. Remember Paulie?
Yeah.
He sends us.
How you doing, man?
He sends us $50, man. $50.
Oh, no fucking way, dude.
50.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. He says, I just want to say I deeply appreciate everything you two do. Merry Christmas and God bless. Well, thank you, friend.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you
very,
very much. Yeah, it means a lot. Like Chris and I don't make much money doing this, but we do it because we love it and feel like it's necessary. So thank you so much for supporting us.
You guys are getting paid?
Wait, you guys are getting paid? Where's my 7,000 shekels?
Yes, I know. I'm employed by the Chinese and the Russians and the Qataris now. It's great, actually.
Ni hao shalom.
Yeah, ni hao shalom. I'm trying to work it out with the Israelis. Like maybe do like a double bluff kind of like thing.
Yeah.
So, they're difficult to work with. Always trying to like negotiate. They're tough. They drive a tough bargain.
Well, that's all that's showing up. So that's all that we have right now. I deeply appreciate all of you who are monthly supporters over on Subscribestar. I especially appreciate the two of you that signed up recently. Thank you very much. Thank you to those of you who have supported both Chris and myself all these years. Chris's content will continue. Please check out Rhetorically Defective. He is hilarious. He is a very approachable sort of bell curve comedic type of personality. He's delightful. He's snarky. He's funny. If you're of the younger generation, you'll probably love Artie. I love Artie. I think he's great. Chris and him have a wonderful chill stream on Friday evening. It starts around the same time as now. It's 6 to 9 o'clock, right? Eastern time.
Yeah. It's not actually that chill. The amount of fucking caffeine I have to imbibe to be like.
Okay, well, it's chill to listen to. That's what I'm saying. It's chill to listen to. I like it. I listen to it every Saturday morning. It's great.
Yeah.
But No, Chris and I, we're good friends. It's just we're changing up the content because our lives are changing, and you can't do the same thing forever. So look forward to the things we talked about for 2026. I hope all of you have a Merry Christmas, a glad Yule, a Happy New Year, and I love all of you. And we will see you early next year.
Wait,
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah. So Bas Kludvike is asking about my YouTube schedule in case I didn't make that clear. Monday nights, 8 p.m. London time, same slot as Happening TV. It's the Fistery History podcast. Fistery History. Come along. There's already one episode up actually on contemporary accounts of the divine destruction of the attempted rebuild of the Second Temple under Julian the Apostate. Which is I mean, it's really funny reading contemporary church sources from like the 4th century. Because they're like totally fucking based. They're just like, yeah, take that, you fucking heathen, right? That's what you get for fucking daring to like.
If we only had that energy from our leaders today.
Christ. Like, yeah, it's like
if we only had that today.
Compared to the way they try and sell modern Christianity now, right? Like, oh, being Christian is just when you let people take all your shit. Nah. So check that out. I think you'd like it.
Thank you, Linda. Linda says she's learned a lot from us, and she wishes us Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, Linda. And thank you to all of you guys. Oh, hi, Arakeen. I know you're late, but glad you're here. And thank you to everyone who's supported us all these years. It means so much. And we will see you in 2026. And like always, Discordant Dragons will continue. And I'll see you guys next Monday for some more Discordant Dragons. And then the Monday after that, I have my Discordant Dragons Christmas special where I'll be inviting all of the guests and regulars just to see who pops by to have a little holiday cheer for an hour or so on the Monday before Christmas. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. God bless. And we'll see you soon.
Good night, everyone.